Hi friends, today we are going to see about spiral model and prototype model in lecture series. The spiral model is a process that couples the iterative features of prototyping with the control and systematic aspects of the linear sequence model. It implements the potential for rapid development of new version of the software. Using the spiral model, the software is developed in a series of incremental release. During the early iterations, the additional release may be paper model or prototype. During later iteration, more and more complete version of the engineered systems are proceed. Here is your spiral model. Where first it mainly consists of object identification and then evaluation and then product development and finally next phase planning. In the object identification, we are just going to identify the object what we are using in this process. Then in the evaluation, it mainly consists of risk management, prototypes. Then in the product development, it consists of design, code, integration, test, implementation. Finally, if you're dissatisfied, it will go to the next phase of the planning, or else again it will be started from the first until it is satisfied. First is your object setting. Each cycle in the spiral starts with the identification of purpose for this cycle, the various alternatives that are possible for achieving the target and the constraint that exist, risk assessment and reduction. The next phase in the cycle is the to calculate these various alternatives based on the goal and constraint. The focus of evaluation in this state is located and on the risk percentage of for the project. Development and validation. The next phase is to develop strategies that resolve uncertainties and risks. This process may include activities such as benchmarking, simulation, and prototyping. Finally, the planning. Finally, the next step is planning. The project is reviewed and a choice made whether to continue with the further period for a spiral. If it is determined, keeps plan on drawn up for the next step of the project. When to use spiral model? Firstly, when deliverance is required to be frequent, when the project is large, when requirements are unclear and complex, when changes may require at any time, then large and high budget projects. Main advantage of the spiral model is high amount of risk analysis, useful for large and mission critical projects. Main disadvantage of the spiral is can be a costly model to use. Risk analysis needed highly particular expertise. Doesn't work well for smaller projects. Next is prototype model. The prototype model requires that before carrying out the development of actual software, a working prototype of the system should be built. Here, a prototype is a toy implementation of a system. It is just a toy implementation of the system. Okay. In many instances, the client only has a general view of what is expected from the software product. Let me say about the prototype model. First is your requirement gathering. All the requirements are gathered first, and then a quick decision is taken, and then we are just building a prototype. As we said, it is a toy implementation of the system. First, we are building, and then customer evaluation of the prototype. Customer will evaluate it unless they are satisfied. Again, it will be sent and it will be refined. All those requirements will be refined, and then again a quick decision is taken. This loop will be repeated until unless the customer satisfied, and then finally if the customer the accepted, and then it will move on to the design phase, and then it will move on to the implementation, testing, and then finally maintenance. Advantage of the Prototype model. It reduces the risk of incorrect user requirements, good where requirements are changing or uncommitted. It supports early product marketing. It reduces maintenance cost, and then errors can be detected much earlier as the system is made slide side by side. Here, the main disadvantage of prototype model is costs customers money. It needs committed customer, and then difficult to furnish if customer withdraw, maybe too customer specific, no broad market. It's difficult to know how long the project will last. Prototype tools are expensive. Thank you.